It's time to rumble. Not trying to get copyrighted by Michael Buffer, so that's my best impression of that. But it's Royal Rumble season, people. Here on Ring Takes, episode 136. We got the legendary Man Eagle, Sonny Cain, with us here from Cain Uncut of Wrestling Pedigree podcast over there in the UK. He'll be joining us here tonight. So very excited to have him on, as well as we talk about the past week here with Saturday night's main event, the Monday Night Raw, the episodes that's going on that, but we're going to be leaning into the Royal Rumble, which takes place this Saturday. So can't wait to talk about it. Let's get to it.
One, two, oh my God, so close. He kicked out. He kicked out. He kicked.
All right, it's Royal Rumble season. We're here.
Yes,
Episode
sir.
136. Welcome to Ring Takes here with Brian and Lewis as always. We got Sonny the Man Eagle Cain of Wrestling Pedigree and Wrestling Spotlight, but has his own podcast people get out there and listen to, Cain Uncut with Maddie Hawkins. You can check that out. Had a pleasure of listening to a couple of those episodes. He has a couple of those up on YouTube, so feel free to check those out. Thank you for joining us, Sonny, as always. It's Royal Rumble season, but we had some great matches over the weekend and into Monday Night Raw. First of all, Saturday night's main event. Was that the best Saturday night's main event ever? It feels like it because they actually had matches, had banger of matches, and made the switch. First, let's start off with the first match of the night. Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. Was it a match? Maybe not. It was a brawl. What did you guys think about that swerve? Because we actually didn't get a match. We actually got a good brawl between these two. What did you guys make of that brawl and Drew McIntyre getting involved at the end there?
Well, it may have been a swerve for a lot of people, but not for me. I think I was the one that predicted last week that the match was going to be a no contest, and that's exactly what it was. But that's exactly what was needed.
I mean, I thought we were at least going to get some type of wrestling.
I just had a feeling, just because we're at a stage with both guys, Cody still being the top babyface, and Jacob Fatu is obviously is still a guy that they have high hopes for. I already knew that in this stage of the feud, scene that was the first match, that more than likely that it was gonna be a brawl. I didn't think the brawl was gonna be as excessive as we got. I mean, they literally went all over the place. I mean, I love the way it started. With Cody. I don't know what it is with guys and their entrances, but I love when the other guy is just standing across from the ring and he immediately just jumps him before the match. Because realistically, in real life, in a real fight, I mean, when somebody comes out to make their entrance, I know there's pomp and circumstance and stuff, but in a real fight, you ain't waiting for the introduction. You're just going after the guy. So I love when the heels do that, and it was what it was. It's what was needed. I mean, you had Drew McIntyre come out at the tail end of it, so they're kind of teasing that there might be a triple threat in the future with those three guys, which is something to look forward to. That, as I stated, it's exactly what the show needed. It was a hot way to start the show. And you see Jacob Fatu now; he's in a lot better physical shape now, so you could tell that things moving forward are going to be a lot more serious with him. Cody is still Cody. It was a great way to kick off the show.
Yeah, good point on when I saw Jacob standing in the ring, I was like, oh snap, no shirt. And then I was like, this man looks jacked. Like he's definitely put on some more muscle or even like slimmed down a bit. So I'm like, oh, he's been one, probably whatever stuff he had done, that he needed to take care of, but then two, probably just getting back in more shape. I thought it was definitely a great segment. I was a little surprised. I thought we were at least gonna get
Something, right?
Count out or DQ or whatever the hell it is, But I was definitely like, oh snap, they're just gonna go full on brawl and just for whatever 10 minutes and go on with this. But definitely builds up the feud. I think it's a good new surprise, not surprise, but just like a new way of like furthering a story instead of just the whole switch it up every once in a while. So I think definitely good for them. Highlight them both, and then obviously you got Drew as the champ coming in, making a statement. So it's just more spotlight for all of them. cutting the legs out of anybody or bringing them down. It's keeping them all in a good light. So definitely a great segment.
Thoughts, Sonny, on Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes?
I liked it. I like a good brawl. I like the way it generates the heat between the two of them. I'm loving the fact that Cody is not his daddy. He's Cody Rhodes. And I think at this point in time, Cody has shook off being his daddy's son by a whole lot in the tight matches that he's having in the WWE currently versus what his dad had. They're just two entirely different athletes. Cody's more aggressive. And I like the realness involved in it. It's not artificially or the word I'm trying to think of is it's not pre-planned to the point that it looks like it's been rehearsed. I hate the props that they bring in. I don't know about you fellas, when it looks so rehearsed between two people. The beforehand interview type matches where like Joe Hendrick at Christmas time with the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. Now that's rehearsed. You know what I'm saying? And what that does is it waters down the whole sport as a whole to me, because the people laugh and say, "Well, this isn't real." Well, I got scars on my head. I got a chain mark Lewis tattooed across my forehead that says otherwise. I got marks on my upper body that say otherwise from it. The business of wrestling is real. And when Cody's out there, that's what he is demonstrating, in my professional opinion. He's showing the realness of it. You know you're going to have a good fight when he's in the ring. And I know he wanted to retire at 40, but I don't think Cody's going to be able to. I see 2-3 more years before he's able to step away and have his final year run, if that's the way WWE decides to play out the retirees. And I just like to say one thing before we get to it in Raw, in our Raw segment of the show. I don't like the way Gunther is disrespecting the elders. I'm a advocate for the elder wrestlers because, well, heck, I'm getting to be one. But it is distasteful and disrespectful for them to be able to go on and intimidate the people interviewing him and those things too. I mean, I want to hear the ring general talk, but I don't like the direction his talks are going in at the present time. I think they owe it to him to show how smart he is as to how big of a jerk he can be. That's my spin on it.
We'll get into that. Go ahead, Brian.
Sorry, Dan. I just wanted to say, Sonny, in response to that, I definitely understand 100% where you're coming from. But your reaction right now, I think that's what Gunther was shooting for. I think that's what they were shooting. They were shooting for.
Absolutely.
With the disrespect towards the other. Maybe not so disrespectful. But he's definitely generating a certain level of heat, which has gotten you frustrated. But as one of your fellow contemporaries would say, Jim Cornette.
Yeah,
I mean, probably the best heel they've had in a long, long time, as far as what he's doing. But Nikita Koloff was a heel too back in my day, and he wasn't as disrespectful as the ring generals being at the moment to everybody. So
he's being a big nasty heel. They'll say. Just to speak quickly of the match. It's a new look for Cody, right? He's kind of went up against the bloodline forever, right? But him and Jacob have kind of squared off here and there. And people kind of ideally, when Cody was first champion, was kind of thinking Jacob would get that opportunity at some point. Cody unfortunately lost the belt. But I think this has been a great reintroduction to Jacob Fatu and has actually shown him in a main event light, right? Because we were kind of weird about last year's SummerSlam about with the whole U.S. title, and it's like, what are they booking this guy towards? Is it going to actually work? The fact that they put him right in there with Cody, he's worked on his body, he's gotten in shape a little bit more. The intensity that he has between the two is awesome. I think it was I think it's a little far when Cody said that's why he went to jail and stuff like that, but they're bringing up some personal stuff in between it to make it a little bit more personal and building the heat between these two. And I think it's a very good look for Cody, and I think it's a very great look for Jacob that he's still seen as this top guy on that level, and to insert him there against Cody Rhodes, I think it's a great head-on collision between those two. So the brawl, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting at least to get in the ring and then maybe a DQ finish or something like that. But to just flat out have a brawl, as Brian was saying, in a fight, you wouldn't wait to give the other guy an opportunity. So I did like that aspect of it, and Jacob getting in there and taking advantage of Cody and Cody fighting back up to him. They fought through the crowd. They went to the back. It went on for quite a bit of while to open up the show, and I thought it was a good move, especially to open up Saturday night's main event with that. But I did like that whole, these two guys are now feuding. You got potentially Randy. You got all these guys on SmackDown where we were kind of wondering what was going on with SmackDown. Looks like there's a little bit more players involved now with Jacob returning. It kind of gave SmackDown a little bit of juice on that end. So definitely looking forward to what these guys do at the Rumble. Even this week on SmackDown, right before the Royal Rumble. So we can't wait to see what happens with that.
Yeah, and it definitely helps like Cody doesn't have the title, because that way you can still kind of protect him even if he loses, you know? So it's like...
Yeah, and it doesn't give the predictability if they're actually going that, oh, they're not going to give the title. They're not going to drop the title, you know what I mean? So it definitely gives him a different direction and maybe a little rejuvenation that he kind of asked for since WrestlePalooza. You know what I mean? So better late than never, I guess, in that regard.
Did you hear at the beginning of when Jacob first became the U.S. champion, he said that week, and I quote, from Jacob Fatu, he didn't know how he was going to pay his rent. That the rent had come due, and he figured out how he could pay his rent by winning the championship title.
Hey,
he alluded to that. He alluded to that.
What's that?
He's going straight up.
I thought I was fired before I was hired. Like
from EBT to WWE, the whole spiel. He's all brakes, no gas right now for Jacob Fatu. This is a good position for him. Let's keep moving on to Rio facing the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. That tag team match there for the women's tag team titles. What did you guys think about that matchup between those two?
That was a very entertaining women's tag team title match. One of the best I've seen in a very long time. That you could definitely see the chemistry between all four women. I loved Raquel's involvement at the end. I mean, just as an aside, what we've been seeing from her from the last, like I want to say 3 weeks to a month since she's been in this feud with Stephanie Vaquer has been some of the best work that she's done. And she's come to the main roster. I know I make the little critiques about her smiling so damn much, but it's only because of when she's aggressive and she's that monster heel. It's the best of Raquel. We've seen that in the past. But the tag team match was very entertaining. We've been talking about the women's tag team division, how stacked it's been lately with some of these teams. It only continues to get stronger and stronger as time goes by. So this tag team match was an example of that.
You sure it's not just the shades, Brian? Are you sure you're just not more enticed with Raquel's shades? Just make her big mommy cool, you know?
It's big sexy.
It's big sexy, man.
Yeah. No, like you said, this was a great tag match. I was actually surprised how good it was, and I think it was just because of the chemistry and just everybody naturally flowing. There were no dead spots or stuff where just some spots where it's you kind of want the match to keep going, and it's it felt like a nonstop action the whole time. And I thought it was a great surprise that they had Stephanie come back and help Rio out and everything. And there were even some moments I genuinely thought that they were going to drop the titles. I was they're really playing into it, so like I predicted, I didn't see them losing the title so quick, but it was still done well enough that gave you that inclination, we could get a swerve right now, but played in right. It was great that they integrated Raquel and Stephanie, just builds up that feud even more. And it just highlights how good everybody is. Everybody's on top of the game right now, so they all look fantastic. I can't wait to see, well, I hope to see what they're going to end up doing with Roxanne. Is she ever going to turn, or is she just going to kind of stay in that spot? So I'm interested to see where they go with her at some point.
For sure. Thoughts on the match, Sonny?
I'm liking the women's division currently, the way they're giving the women ample time to show their wrestling abilities. I'm liking the in-your-face approach that the women are taking to the ring. It's been this way since SummerSlam. I think it's when they started really moving in this general direction. Triple H actually said on camera that the men needed to step up their game to catch up to the women, that the women were dominating. So I thought it was a great match for Saturday night's main event. I think since the John Cena fight, I think they have really worked at WWE to keep matches more up and up. I think everyone kind of had a bad taste in their mouth at that outcome of John Cena's last match, and I think their efforts at putting forth quality fights and entertainment is showing, and that's why the ratings are going up again on screen, because people are starting to come back and watch things. And the women, even on Raw, were fantastic. I'm a women's advocate. I've supported the women since I was a fan in the game, and that was a lot of years ago. But they've just always been the better scientific wrestlers to be over most men. So I was very pleased with it.
Yeah, I can concur on that. I think what you said about with the bad taste of the John Cena's matches, that everyone's trying to step it up. And I think this Saturday night's main event was a prime example of that. Especially when they're on Peacock, when they're doing these things, when they have more eyes that can actually view it. Let's actually put out a good show. And this tag team match was a representation of that, even though I don't like who the new number one contenders are for the women's tag team titles, Julia and Kiana James. We'll talk about that another day. But the way this match was between Rhea Ripley, Rhea Ripley and Eoska, how great they've been, how top of the game they've been. How is Liv Morgan going to respond? How is Roxanne Perez going to respond? They're probably they're the underdogs in this matchup, right? And the way this match went so fluid, I liked the whole back and forth between them. The pace was picking up. Raquel's interference was creative, I thought, with her pulling, I can't remember who it was, but they landed on top of the referee. Love that. I love that they reintroduced Stephanie to give her a little showcase and really put a highlight on their feud. It was just good. It was just a good, solid match between all four women. And Liv Morgan got the pin, which I didn't think they were going to do. She took the pin. I did not see that happen. I thought it was for sure going to be Roxanne Perez taking the pin. But the fact that the match was so good, I'm just intrigued to see where they're going with this women's tag team division at some point. I've already made my comments about what I think is going to happen between Rhea Ripley and Eoska, but at least they have the right combination of having the people have the right matches. I don't know if that's going to happen with Julia and Kiana James. We'll see. Maybe that's a different play on a different storyline, but we'll see what happens with that. But I definitely like that matchup between those four women for sure.
And also, go ahead, Lewis.
No, Dan, what did you say? What do you think's going to happen with Rhea and Io? You think Rhea's going to turn on Io?
Yeah, they have to do that. It's been on the table for a long time. How long has Rhea Ripley been a babyface?
It's funny because the Judgment Day is what literally turned her back into a babyface.
Pretty much. It's been like 2-3 years.
Even when she turned heel, the next week she was still getting those positive.
Yeah, nobody cared that she was a heel, and I think that's the strength of her character right now is her being a heel. She's bigger than everybody else. She's stronger than everybody else. Everybody else on Raw has been not in the same stature or league. There's not a Jordan Grace or Jade or Bianca in front of her. She should be trying to get back into the main title picture. That's what I think should happen at some point. Maybe we'll get that after WrestleMania, but that's what I think that what's going to happen between those two.
If she goes heel, she has to be a different heel. It can't be the same, like, mommy's on top, smiling, and all like
The Eradicator.
It's gotta be like a brutal Rhea, like literally just kind of like Raquel, almost kind of, but just playing into that, like just beating the crap out of people and not giving a shit. Like I think her smile and her like dark. That's also just part of her character. So I think that's always kind of made people.
I think that's where the perfect. I think it's the perfect setup between those because Io's the perfect foil, right? Like everybody loves Io. She's different in size. She's the baby face. Rhea has to play the heel in that dynamic. So that's where I think eventually they're going to get to, but we'll see what happens with that.
Or they could do the old like Io hits her by accident and then it starts that whole like downfall, so
yeah, something's going to happen. They're just not going to drop the titles cleanly. Something has to happen at some point. Let's keep moving on. I think I'm going to take this one first. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I am a big Shinsuke Nakamura fan. I said he should have won the WWE Championship against Jinder Mahal all the way those years back. He should have won the world title against Seth Rollins a couple of years back. And the misuse, like AJ Styles has been misused, I feel like in certain points. He's been put in certain tag teams, bad storylines, whatever the case may be. But at least AJ Styles has been able to showcase his great wrestling ability, has been able to be a world champion for a year, has at least had these moments of greatness, right? And then you watch a match like that on Saturday Night's Main Event. It's an awesome match, by the way, between two legends who had a match back in Tokyo Dome. They've replayed on that. Michael Cole talked about it. And to see Shinsuke Nakamura perform like that at this stage of his career, has the old trunks back. And I am disgusted about how they booked this guy. Because you see a match like that on Saturday Night's Main Event and how great it is, how great he looks, how he's able to go against a guy like AJ Styles still, and just the booking decisions they have made with him that have been disappointing is just, that's the part that hurts.
Yeah,
the match was great. It was a great callback. I like these little, I guess you can call them loosies that WWE's throwing us with great matches between two people like AJ Styles and John Cena. Like these little loosies, keep giving us that because it's cool, it's different. Not everything has to have a story, right? Even though it does, right? In between these two guys have the history, but not everything has to have a story. Just put these two guys together and have a great match. But I'm just more so upset that it's like there's this type of perfection and this type of level of wrestling that they decided not to tap into for whatever reason with Shinsuke Nakamura, and I have no idea why.
Well, I think we know one of the reasons.
I have no idea.
Go there. Go
Brian.
Brian.
I'll simplify. I'll even simplify your feelings even more. The match was so good. Match was so great that it pissed you off, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly how the hell I felt watching that. I remember saying out loud, like, this version of Nakamura has not been seen since NXT. We haven't even seen this version on the main roster. I mean, the closest thing we got to this version is the year that he won the Royal Rumble. That year he won the Rumble. Then he went into the match with AJ, and then everything fell apart, went downward after that. As soon as he low blowed him, for God's sakes, you just see what we got this past Saturday from Nakamura, and it just makes, like everything that Daniel just said. I echo those sentiments. Like what didn't you see in this guy all those 7 years, for the last 8 years? For the last 8 years, what have you not seen in this guy that we didn't get more shit like that? For God's sake, the man should be like a 6 or 7 time world champion right now if booked properly. Just think of all the Japanese talent that you've had over the years who've been successful, and you couldn't make this guy on that level, and it took a match like this. And it took a match like this for us to finally for them to finally see it. It's like damn, man, why do we have to go through 8 years of Nakamura being booked like shit, and then we get something so special like that as a reminder of those past 8 years? And it's like, where did you guys go wrong? Like,
why didn't we get this at WrestleMania 34?
Easily.
When they were younger and moving better. Like,
And it's like literally like you said it, Brian. It was that damn heel turn. The damn heel turn was not needed, and it should have just been an amazing match. Yes, he lost, but it's like that low blow. I felt like it cost him so much because like we didn't even see a heel Nakamura in NXT, and I get maybe they were trying to like just make him heel, but it was like it didn't hit, and like you said, Dan, it's flabbergasting. Like you have Eoska, prime example. Yes, English isn't her primary language, but what she does in the ring and the character, the style, grace, everything works her perfect. Why not just
charisma?
Why not just
without
use that
talking?
And it's like,
mind you, I'm sorry to cut you off, Lewis. Both of them won the Royal Rumble and lost at WrestleMania 34.
I
forgive them for that.
Wow, that's a crazy stat right there. But and it's like you look at, and you know what I love? Well, not love, but I just find so funny. And what I was gonna say earlier, I think we know the reason why. This was the Vince's time. You know, and I was listening to like Shayna on Chris Van Vliet, and she's like, Vince wasn't watching NXT. Whatever little commentary he was getting from people, like, all right, well, here's Shayna, here's Shinsuke. He's just this cool guy that has this intro, and you know he used to do strong style. Like it's like what was perfected at NXT was just not carried over. And I mean, we saw it time and time again with several people that I don't want to go down that road again. But it's like you had the blueprint with Eoska. You literally just had to do the same thing with Shinsuke. I'm glad that Shinsuke still. We all still know who Shinsuke is, and at least he's still getting recognized. But it's just crazy how long it's been, and like we just get these glimpses of just like, dude, you have so much here. Use it before this time is gone. Because like just like Tommaso, like he can be like, yo, I'm done here. Let me go somewhere else. And then look what you get, you know. So it's crazy.
One last thing. The last time we saw Nakamura like this is when he was in the Gauntlet match in the Thunderdome when the pandemic happened and he won that Gauntlet match. We thought he was going to win that Gauntlet match against for the WWE Championship opportunity, and then they brought in Adam Pearce, and then they had him win so Roman could get the fizzle win, whatever the case may be. But it's just disappointing. Because especially these two, they should have had a feud on the main roster that was worth a damn.
Yeah.
And you didn't even need much of a story. These guys are two of the best wrestlers in the world. Literally.
Yeah.
Have them clash against each other.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
And like you said, that Seth Rollins like run where he was the babyface and Nakamura was the heel. The break your back promos were amazing, and they fit so well. And I'm like, you have it. You could. I don't care if it was like a month run. You had it.
They invited the great Muda to the show. All right, I'm done. I'm done with this. Sonny.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the match, Sonny? Thoughts on the match, Sonny? Between those two guys, AJ Styles and Nakamura, please.
Well, I was thinking it was going to be more than one bloop on Saturday night's main event, but one bloop was a plenty. And you know, back in my day, we all wanted to see Hogan and Flair, a young Hogan and a younger Ric Flair go at it, and it just would have been phenomenal. When the match finally did happen, fans were almost tired of it from day one, of A, hearing about it, and then B, they were much older than when all the talk of the match happened.
Was that Bash at the Beach '94? I think.
Yeah.
When they finally.
When they finally hooked up and got it on, but it wasn't the match it should have been or could have been, and I think it was a money issue in that. In this, I think it's a clash of cultures and Triple H not knowing how to present Japanese fighters, and they're the best in the world. I mean, American wrestlers go to Japan still to perfect their craft, to come back over here to be better wrestlers here in the States. So, I mean, I'm not understanding why they're not showcasing them better. Overall, I'm disappointed in that.
I can say the women because he's booked EO great. Like, they have not messed up EO at all. Eoska had a good run. I just feel like, I don't know what it is. Shinsuke, I don't know where they couldn't see that.
I forgot the bomb, to be honest, until I heard the name again. And
because we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him. I think he had
I felt embarrassed, but after hearing y'all talk, I feel better. So.
It's puzzling and baffling to just see how much charisma Shinsuke has, even now. Like, he's way past his prime. And he still has that. Everyone stands up for his music. Everyone loves that. They changed his music. I don't know. They made him a rock star. I don't know. I don't know. But a great match between those guys nonetheless. Let's go to, I guess I called it, Sami Zayn becoming the new #1 contender for the WWE Championship, picking up the win over Trick Williams, Randy Orton, and Damian Priest.
Oof.
I called it. I said, what if they pulled the trigger and actually do it?
I did too.
Sami Zayn is going to the Royal Rumble to challenge for the WWE Championship. What do you guys make of this one?
It was a good main event.
No.
Great way to close the show.
Do you want to go first, Lewis, and tell us your displeasure, your disgust, your hatred of Sami Zayn? Is that what you want to say?
Don't twist my words. Don't twist my words. Don't gaslight me, all right?
So who did you want to win this match? That's what I want to ask first.
Honestly, anybody else but Sami. and I said this last week. If he wins, he's not winning at the Rumble. He's not. Mm-hmm. We have seen this time and time again. How many times? I mean, it's honestly, I feel like it's another Drew situation.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? I could eat my words, and I could be happy as hell, and he wins the title. I say that will just screw Drew, whatever, or maybe they'll give Drew his own Mania Rumble win. I don't know. But I don't see Drew dropping this title. So for him winning this Fatal 4-Way, I see him once again in a crowd that supports him losing. And it's just devastating again. And I know we discussed possible scenarios, but to do a year-long story for Sami, I just don't see, one, will he be healthy the whole year? And then two, I think we're just going to be waiting way too damn long. I think this would have been the better situation. Okay, he lost the Fatal 4-Way, put him in the Rumble. He wins the Rumble. He's guaranteed a spot at Mania. You know, because, yes, Mania wouldn't be in Saudi Arabia, but to have a Royal Rumble win in Saudi Arabia, you don't tell me that wouldn't be like the world, like the sun's crashing down or something, you know? So, I don't know.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying with that, because this is the thing that we have to think about. Because the whole question is, do you think Sami Zayn can main event at WrestleMania this year? I think that's the main question, because if he wins the Rumble, he's automatically at WrestleMania. If he wins this Fatal 4-Way and gets a match at the Royal Rumble, if he wins the championship tomorrow night, which we're going to discuss in a little bit, does he now? It gives WWE a little bit of wiggle room to see if he does have the title on him. How does he look with the title? And is he going to go to WrestleMania with the title? That's the thought process I have of it. But it's just like, I thought it was just going to win. One, he's in Montreal, so that was a dead giveaway for me. Like, he has to win in Montreal.
We've seen what's happened in Montreal, though, haven't we?
Yeah,
It's not a dead giveaway.
there was a different champion at that point in time.
Really? Oh, really? And how close are we thinking of him actually dropping that title?
I thought it was a great match between all these guys. Trick Williams, of course, we're going to talk about him. I thought he looked good. His interest was awesome. When that hits at WrestleMania, it is going to be legend. When it hits at the Royal Rumble, it's going to be awesome.
Once I saw how the international audiences picked up on it immediately, I'm okay. Now everywhere he goes, now it's gonna carry him for the rest of his career. That's gonna be his theme music for his whole career. Now they're not gonna change that. No, definitely not.
They shouldn't. Don't touch it. No. Don't touch it. But I thought it was a great match. Damian Priest getting some shine in there as well. So good to see that they still think highly of him. Unfortunately, he took the pin, but glad that he got an opportunity to be there, that he's still in the mix on SmackDown, because we originally thought when he was drafted over there, like, okay, he's going to take on Cody or he's going to fight John Cena. He's going to get some main event opportunities. So good to see him also still in that role as well. But yeah, what did you think about the match, Sonny, about Sami becoming the number 1 contender?
Called it right down the middle. I said Sami Zayn was probably going to do it. Now, I have dubbed from a fan on X, Sami Lightning and the Bottle Zayn, who's made up his mind to become the World Heavyweight Champion. I think he can do it if he keeps his mindset straight. He's on fire. He's got the fans singing "Let's Go" the minute he walks out, and takes to the ring, and that's important. That's what H is looking for. He's looking for these people that can hold an audience. With Sami, it's not so much yakety yak. He actually backs up what he's saying. I even called it with Trick Williams. I'm telling everyone live and in person and in color that Trick's will be the man before the year's out. Not since The Rock have I seen anybody walk into WWE as on fire as Trick Williams. Trick special. Now, Siobhan Evans is in his own class and category based on his age. I'm not saying he's still not the Heat, but Trick Williams is it. So I think eventually it's going to be Trick and Sami for the world title.
Yeah, for sure. I think at some point, I think that's a good feud. They already teased it on SmackDown. I think even if they don't have the title, I think that's a good feud they should have. Even if it's a 2-3 month feud.
This about Sami. I've done several tweets about Sami, and he is a representation of the blue collar worker, and that's kind of his appeal among the fans right now. They see him as one of them, so he's relating himself to them, saying he's not forgotten where he's come from, and that's his storyline, kind of, and that's why he's getting the big push, I think, now at this time. So he's highly capable. He looks like a fighter to me, and when he goes toe to toe, he can hang with anybody.
My big question that has not been answered. So are we all saying that Sami's winning at the Rumble?
He's not winning at the Rumble. I'm putting that out there right now. Sami Zayn is not winning the title at the Rumble.
I'll save it for our predictions. I'll save it for our predictions if Sami Zayn's going to win at the Rumble. But let's keep moving on here. That was a great Saturday night's main event, but let's get into some Monday Night Raw notes. I think the main thing here, of course, we have the six women tag with Stephanie Vacquier and Rio defeating the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez. That was a good match. Sonny, you alluded to earlier about the Gunther promo. Kind of pushing the edge there, kind of getting those vibes, but it gave me vibes between Cain and JR. It didn't get physical to a point degree, but I think Gunther, as we talked about earlier, I think he's hitting a pulse to basically build up this kind of legend killer type heat in this day and age, right?
in WWE. I mean, we've had Edge killers before, so
I think
this is the third play of this.
I'm pretty sure he was way more disrespectful than
it was Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it was him. It was Randy.
I guess everyone's forgotten Shawn.
Hey,
I will never forget the Randy hawking a loogie and Mick Foley's face.
Yeah, that was
that was
You're a
brutal
coward. Yeah.
that was a very that was Randy Orton, young Randy Orton pushing the edge.
Yes.
And on Monday Night Raw, where it was kind of like the reign of terror of Triple H, Randy Orton was kind of that mid-card guy proving himself.
On the rise, yeah.
And that's why he got the match at SummerSlam against Chris Benoit.
That stood out to me for years. I was like, the biggest damn loogie I have ever seen on his face.
Him just arcane everybody, Fabulous Moolah, literally everybody. He was just on a tear. But I think it was good promo from Gunther, very pushing the buttons, basically building up this heat, as I said, for this legend killer type character. We also got the Natty promo that we all said was going to happen last week, which I understand the fire and fury Natalya Neidhart is having. I understand it. But WWE shot the gun too soon. They took their shot too soon on this one. I felt like there should have been a little bit more story build up with this one. And I've been getting some pushback. Some people are saying that Maxine's going to join her. And I'm like, I don't see how that's going to
that makes zero sense now.
Make sense? Yeah, but somebody said it on
You
TikTok.
cost me the title, but you were right.
Yeah, like, I don't know. That's some... Yeah, I don't know. It's great stuff happening on there. We also found out that Finn Balor is not going to be participating in the Royal Rumble, allegedly. We saw what happened at the end of the night with him.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say something. Go
ahead.
About that. You know what? I found funny about that. You know, it took him so long to say that he wants to be in the Rumble that Adam Pearce told him that all the spots were already declared. But yet, if you watch ESPN today, Brock Lesnar was on Pat McAfee's show and he declared for the Rumble.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Maybe he already talked about it with Pierce. Maybe he already talked about it. We don't know. But it is fun. I do see what you're saying. It is fun.
About timeline, it's like, bro, it's been 2 days. It's been two full days since Finn Balor said was told he couldn't be in the Rumble. Here comes Brock Lesnar saying, "Oh, well, I'm declaring I'm in the Rumble. I don't give a damn."
Yeah.
Randy Orton said he was in it on Get Up. Like, so I guess WWE getting their promo in, I guess. But I do like that story.
Time zone.
Different border practices there.
Yeah,
I do like that they have that story with Finn because we got this great match with Finn last week against CM Punk in Ireland. We now go to Monday Night Raw, and he's out of that match, and Liv Morgan's kind of pushing the horns a little bit, saying, "Hey, what are you doing being friendly with CM Punk and all this stuff and gaining his respect?" And then to see at the end of the night him turn on Punk, or basically just cement his, like, that he's still going after the title in some way. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with him going forward, because we all think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, right? Like, he's going to attack somebody and take them out and probably take their spot, right? Like, you can't.
Somebody, another Tozawa.
It's probably going to be R-Truth, right?
But if it's one of the stupid ass Americanos in there.
You know what it is? R-Truth is going to say that he went to a different country and can't make the Royal Rumble, and Finn Balor's going to take his spot.
My bad.
That's how they're going to do it. But it's just interesting to see what happens.
Bring R-Truth back into play. I don't think they're going to sign a 3-4 year more deal extension and not bring it back in the mix. So
they got to do something with R-Truth, either a manager role.
Or
something.
He's back to funny guy. He can't be a manager.
Something meaty.
Something. They got to do something with him. Everybody loves him. We saw that with WWE on Real.
Hey, Dan, I think I saw one of my tweets on WWE Uncut during R-Truth. I made a one-liner that they were chanting R-Truth on WWE, and I think it made the hit parade.
Hey, got to screenshot it. We got to check it out. But yeah, those Raw was pretty good. I like the Raws that they've been having the past couple of weeks. Why do the international crowds get all the great Raws? I don't know. But
got to do it big for the other countries, right?
But that was Raw. But I wanted to get into something with the Royal Rumble here coming up. I wanted to get. Can I share this screen? Can I do this right this week?
When you forgot one thing, Tozawa and Otis are number one contenders.
Do we need to talk about that? First of all, I'll say this real quick before we get into our favorite WWE Royal Rumble moments. I'll say this.
We were trying to get past that and just go on to the next topic, and then you.
I was trying to skip it.
We don't need to talk about that.
Hey, they were giving Tozawa his props. They were giving Tozawa his props. They were talking about his legacy, and you guys want to just diminish this man's run? Come on.
Well, see, look, almost worse than Brian. It's almost worse than Brian when he brings up AEW.
Another Japanese wrestler, and after all the grief we just gave about Nakamura, right?
I like Tozawa power. I understand that. I get it, but.
Tozawa is kind of like R-Truth in his own way, as far as like he'll do whatever you ask him to do. Like if you look at all the shit that they've had him do when he was being the stereotypical Asian wearing the fucking karate
ninja
and it's just, being the ninja.
That
like,
was bad.
All the comedy stuff they had him doing, like when he was with the New Day, dancing with the weights and stuff. Like like he'll do whatever. So from that standpoint, we give Tozawa credit. But he hasn't really been relevant since he won the Cruiserweight title all them years ago. If we're talking about championships.
I support Tozawa, all right? And Otis.
All right. I like Tozawa and Otis, but they just have not been taken seriously as a tag team. The Creed brothers were there. I mentioned it in the chat. I was like, hey, the Creed brothers. They exist.
It's been
they're alive. In wrestling, what do you know?
Maybe they've just been training with Chad Gable this whole time. Maybe that's it.
You become a
I would have.
If
you want to know what I would have liked if they would have did if they showed them training with Chad Gable and showed the vignettes of that and showing him like still coaching this team, but we haven't gotten that, and the fact that we haven't gotten that is disappointing. See, why did you bring this up? It's disappointment after disappointment. I blame you, Lewis.
What the problem with the Creeds was.
You act like I booked this. I'm just saying it happened.
I'm mad you mentioned it. That's why. Because
we gotta keep the tag team division relevant, all right, somehow.
And I don't need Jey Uso.
Do we not?
You brought up even more negativity. The fucking one half of the tag team champions being on the show just so we can see his entrance. Where the fuck is his brother?
Maybe he just had a baby. Ever think about that? Wow.
I don't think that.
How do you feel? How do you feel, Brian? How do you feel?
No. Because I know for a fact that she didn't have her baby. Now, did she? If she did, that would have been everywhere.
No, they said that he was with her. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing serious.
Yeah. Maybe it was an ultrasound. How you feel now?
2 weeks.
I'm just going to say
Maybe
this.
It was the final ultrasound. Who knows?
2 weeks.
I'm just going to say this. We do not need Jey Uso all the time doing his entrance on Monday Night Raw.
Hey, you got to keep
him
relevant.
You flew him all the way. They should have just flew him to Saudi Arabia and have him just have him in the Royal Rumble. Like, we did not need to see Jey Uso for the past 3 weeks. Come out.
But he needed to declare himself. Come on now.
Lewis, you disgust me. All right. Now we can finally move on because I can't believe you. But we're going to talk about our favorite. Is this going to actually go up? Did it go up? There we go. Some technical difficulties. Our favorite Royal Rumble moments. Sonny, I asked you earlier. I'm just going to start the slide. What was your favorite Royal Rumble moment?
Favorite moment of all time was Ric Flair when he first came back to WWE. He declared he was the real world champion. Everybody booed him. Nobody bought what he was selling. Nobody. He drew a low number when he entered. He was like number 3 or number 4.
Number 3.
And he went through the whole thing, and at the end, he won the title. And I thought, good for you.
Just thinking about that, I always think about Bob.
And to me, no show has compared to it since in terms of the drama.
In terms of a person against the world, in terms of maybe Austin has come close a little bit, but in terms of a person against the world, Bobby Heenan on commentary was fantastic. Basically, laying out the story for Flair, like how he has to go through all these people. I thought that was fantastic. The promo at the end with Mr. Perfect and Bobby Heenan saying, "Hey, we hate to tell you we told you so, but we told you so." And Ric Flair saying with a tear in his eye, now he's the best in the world and all. It's one of the greatest performances of that era and in Royal Rumble history. I think if it's not the best, it's right up there. He is that I just love that man. I watch it a couple times a year all the time. I'll have it on the background just to see that match happening. Yeah, it's one of the best. Brian, I believe you sent this in. Wrong screen. I believe you sent this in. What's your favorite Royal Rumble moment?
So this is from the 2007 Royal Rumble. This is one of my favorite Royal Rumbles of all time. This is a Rumble match that I have to go back and watch every single year. At that time in 2007, it was one of their most star-studded Royal Rumbles. And the thing about it was they didn't have any like a special guests or legends coming back. It literally was just their roster, which goes to show how deep they were back then in 2007. But the one part about this Rumble that I loved the most was the very end, getting Shawn and Undertaker going head to head like that. It was the first time they had gone head to head in years. I think since the Hell in a Cell match that they had way back when Cain debuted. 10-15 minutes that they were going at one another. It was just that you knew that they were both, age wise were past their prime. In ring wise, they had only just reached their prime, if you know what I'm saying. And it was a great back and forth. How it started off with both of them being down. Then they both do kind of like Undertaker with his trademark sit up, and then Shawn Michaels with his trademark hip up beforehand. And the back and forth sequence, it kind of served as a precursor for what we would get 2 years later at WrestleMania 25, which some people are still calling the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. So this is my favorite Rumble moment. Just those two guys past their prime age wise, but still showing everybody why at that time they were two of the best in the business. So that's why I love that moment.
It was like a mini match after the Rumble. Well, like these final two guys had literally had like a 10-15 minute match to determine who's going to go to WrestleMania. So great moment in 2007, and two of the greatest to ever do it. To do that at the Royal Rumble, I want to say it was in Texas. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think it was, but
I don't remember where it was, but
but ultimately great Rumble moment nonetheless. Lewis, what was your favorite Royal?
So it was tough because it's more not even just the whole Royal. I think this was just a great return for me, and I just remember it so vividly because I was like, I don't know, it just hit me really hard, and I was just like, it's happening, and it happened. And mine was Edge's return in 2020 Royal Rumble. I was a huge Edge fan, and it'd been 9 years. He was definitely one of the top heels, one of the top guys, and it kind of ended abruptly, and it was very sad. But when the hints, or no, he's not coming back, like I felt like it was kept under wraps very well. And I just remember just hearing that "you think you know me," and it was like the look in his eyes. He's just like, I can't believe I'm back. And I'm like, I felt the same thing too. I was like, I can't fucking believe this. And I gasped in that moment as well. I was like, it's Edge. Like, this is amazing. Like one of these damn moments that I was just like, wow, like this is what wrestling's all about. I will also say, I think I don't remember the year because I'm terrible with remember years. Also, the Rey Mysterio win, I think, was another top one for me.
All right, yeah. So that was 2006. That was the year before Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Obviously, with the passing of Eddie and everything that happened, Rey just getting that win I think was another huge one for me. But definitely the Edge return is a very big one for me. But definitely that Rey Mysterio one is close second.
Edge returning in 2020, obviously, I think that was one of the best surprises WWE has ever done. Because we literally thought it was over. Like, we never thought we were going to see Edge again. We've been waiting 9 years, for goddamn it. And to see him actually get out there, have that type of reaction, everyone felt like, oh my God, it's Edge. Like, we couldn't believe the crowd reaction in the stadium. I believe they were in Arizona.
Yeah, it was at the baseball field, which was even bigger.
And to see it on that grand stage and him to get that reaction, it's probably one of the best all time. And kudos to Edge. We love Edge. Obviously, Hall of Famer, one of the best ever to do it. And it's just crazy to think that happened right before the pandemic. Like, that's like, we got that great moment, and then everything changed after that. So we don't even know what the original plans were for Edge. I would have loved to see WWE Unreal at that time and see what the original plan was.
People sleep on the 2020 Royal Rumble. I think it's a top 5 Royal Rumble of all time. That was the Rumble where Brock Lesnar would took out 15 people in the beginning, and then Drew took him out and had that big moment.
Yes.
And then we get Edge's return. Like, bro, that was a great Royal Rumble. Like, a tale of two Rumbles.
Okay, so see, now I remember that ending because when Drew Claymored Brock out the ring and he won, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, because and literally the camera just stayed on Drew and Brock for a good 5 or 10 minutes. Like, you knew, okay, this is where they're going. Like,
was that the same one Keith Lee was in?
Yes. He actually had a moment with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
He came out. Brock was just standing there like, that's a big motherfucker.
It's like, I thought I was big, and now we're bringing in Keith Lee. No, fantastic. Great Rumble. Great Rumble. Great moment. It's just crazy to think that the pandemic happened right after that and kind of derailed everything, and kind of they had to adjust on the fly. And WWE got us through the pandemic, for better or for worse, with their storylines. It got us through the pandemic. They still performed. They came out every week. By hella high water, they still made it happen. So kudos to those guys. Kudos to Edge. My WrestleMania moment was stolen by Sonny with the Ric Flair 1992 Royal Rumble winning. Because that's one of my favorite moments. That's the one I always go back to. Another one is Vince McMahon winning the Royal Rumble. Not a great Royal Rumble match, but just the fact that Vince booked himself to win the Rumble and screw over Austin, who entered number 1 and stuff like that. So that's another moment. But my moment is kind of sentimental because of everything that's going on. AJ Styles returning in 2016.
Yeah.
Because for years, AJ Styles was that one guy, more than anybody else. Like, more than, I want to say even more than MJF at that time. Like, even now, I think AJ Styles was that guy for years. Ever since I saw him in TNA, I begged my mom to order a TNA pay-per-view. It was just starting out with Jeff Jarrett and them. AJ Styles with short hair all the way back then. I was like, that guy looks cool. And forever, in being the TNA spokesman and legend and everything that he'd been through in TNA and stuff like that, it's like, why doesn't he go to WWE? Why doesn't he go to WWE? He goes to New Japan, and then you get this moment in 2016. I think is that the year Roman had to defend the title? I can't remember. But Roman Reigns was in the match. I think it was.
That's not the year he won, was it?
No, I think it's the year Triple H won.
Yeah, no,
I think it's the year Triple H.
That year Roman defended the title in the Rumble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But to get AJ Styles to return, to debut in WWE at that time is probably one of my favorite moments, because it's like, this guy should have been in WWE years ago, and to think that he's had a 10-year career in WWE now, held multiple championships, multiple feuds, multiple WrestleManias, and it has been fantastic.
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. We never would have thought that would have happened.
So Dennis, you guys don't mind, I actually want to share a personal story about this debut. I was gonna wait until we did the match predictions, but since we're talking about 2016, I might as well bring it up. So during this time, 2 days before, I had gotten fired from my job. I was working at John Hancock as a temp as a temp clerical assistant. I've been doing that for 2 years. Literally, the Friday they pretty much say, yeah, your temp time is done. Where the company was downsizing, and I remember I was that whole weekend. I was very down because I didn't have a job anymore, and then I was working my second job in security, watching the Royal Rumble that year, and when he came out and he debuted, I completely marked out because, like you said, Daniel, this was a guy who nobody ever expected to ever be in WWE because of everything he'd done on the independents, everything he had done in TNA, and literally when he debuted in WWE, it was such an exciting feeling that for like the next 2 or 3 days, I almost forgot that I had gotten fired because I was still so excited about his debut and what that would mean for WWE. And then after those 2 or 3 days, met with my temp manager again, was able to secure another job, and everything was fine. So I was able to get through that time period because of AJ Styles. So that's this moment of him debuting. It means a lot to me. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. One of the greatest moments for me because it was just, again, as Brian said, we never thought he was going to be in WWE.
Yeah.
We were like, is he ever going to come? Is he not going to come? Is he going to get picked up by somebody else? Crazy to think.
I think similar to me, I remember seeing and I was like, is that AJ Styles? I was like, because I only remembered him from TNA. And it wasn't until I saw him debut that I went and saw the stuff that he was doing. And I saw him and Nakamura match. And I was like, that match was crazy. But the people I was watching it, obviously, they weren't avid wrestling fans like that. But I just had them here watching. And I was like, oh, shit, it's AJ Styles. And they're like, who? And I'm like, you don't even know.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Nah, but just definitely a great moment. That kind of spares us into our conversation here. First match on the card here, AJ Styles versus Gunther with AJ Styles' career on the line.
Yeah.
Why?
His booking the last 2 shows clearly shows where this is going. Sadly.
Yep. And I think it doesn't help.
Nakamura didn't help either. Go ahead, Lewis.
That's literally what I was gonna say. Nakamura did not help the situation.
Nakamura didn't help either. Pretty much exposing his private conversation with AJ about what AJ wants to do. It's gonna be this is gonna be sad, man. This is telegraphed, and I just told that story about what AJ's debut meant. And now it's looking like we're gonna go full circle. Debut at the Rumble, finish up at the Rumble. So I'm going Gunther.
Why? I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe I know. I think it's just me more being selfish, and I'm like, why can't we not get these endings at WrestleMania? It's like you have the biggest.
Only the Macho Man Randy Savage and Stone Cold Steve Austin are allowed to have retirement matches in Ric Flair at WrestleMania. Those are the only 3 that get to do that.
But I wonder if he's retiring the WWE just to go to TNA now that they're on AMC right now to help them out in their first year and let their first year on AMC be like his last year in wrestling, because that would make sense because TNA is kind of the house that AJ Styles really did build. TNA was how he got on the how everybody really noticed him being in TNA all those years. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did something like that.
No, that does make a lot of sense. But I didn't watch that first TNA episode. Did he wrestle in that show, or did he just? He
just spoke to Frankie Kazarian because he was the champion at the time, and they kind of just had a segment, and he looked at the belt, so everybody was like, "He's going to be a TNA," and damn,
that makes sense. But I think, like I said, selfishly, I would rather him retire at the Rumble. At the WrestleMania. That way you can also induct him into the Hall of Fame and just have that whole, celebrate his wrestling career and everything, So that's just me. But yeah, I think probably me and Brian are in the same boat that he's definitely losing.
Who do you have in this one, Sonny?
So repeat the initial question.
Who do you have between AJ Styles and Gunther? Is Gunther going to retire AJ Styles?
I think AJ's going to pick up the win. I think it's going to be an upset.
They would swerve a lot of people doing that, though.
Yeah.
Because everybody's kind of just like, okay, this is it. Like it's just so obvious, and like I said, the whole Nakamura tweet that he put out and then took down. I mean, and then how great that match was, and how they pretty much left it all out there, similar to John Cena with all his matches in his final year, leaving it all out there. The fact that his last match on Raw was a title match against CM Punk, which is the first time they faced each other on WWE TV. I mean, everything is just lining up that like, yeah, this is the end of a great 10-year career that he's had in WWE.
The only sentiment that I could agree with Sonny is that technically he had Gunther tap, even though he lost. And I could see that actually being the catalyst of him winning. It's the only silver lining I can see. And it would definitely knock Gunther down a peg from beating John Cena, which honestly probably it could be used well. So that's the only silver lining I see.
But yeah, but another question you have to ask yourself is, if Gunther loses, does that diminish the impact that he had by making Cena tap out at Saturday night's main event?
No. I think it's just AJ's that good and he's still going, but obviously beating John Cena in his own is a great feat. I don't think it diminishes him at all. But
if they do it that way, because Gunther is still in the Royal.
Is he?
Yeah, well, he declared on Raw.
I think he declared
last week.
Oh.
So, if...
I didn't consider that.
If the reason why I'm going to say AJ Styles, because one, I don't want it to end, and I know Shinsuke put out that letter and stuff like that. It's probably going to be a pride thing, but kind of thinking how Sonny and how Lewis stated, they can play... There's something there with that ending on Monday Night Raw where Gunther faked his own way out. Now, I don't know how they're going to do that out of viewplane of the referee, because Gunther usually does a sleeper hold. So I don't know how they're going to play with that, but it would be interesting.
He has him and he like rolls up and puts his shoulders down.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for, because I don't want AJ Styles to retire. And I understand what you guys just said. As Brian said, he could retire from WWE. As Lewis said, he could go into the WWE Hall of Fame and then go to TNA and help those guys out. Because even though he said he was retiring, 2026 can be his last year, but he could have it in TNA and doing it down there, possibly. So that's always a possibility. So I want to keep that hope alive. And maybe this is not the smartest pick, but I'm going to go AJ Styles. Just because it's just like, there's more they can do with Gunther. He can be even more of a nasty heel. He can be more of a nasty asshole. And then somebody's going to stand up to him. That's not AJ, maybe. Or maybe AJ goes back after him. Maybe it happens at Raw. I mean, I don't know. Can you put your career on the line twice? I don't know. But I'm just going to go against better.
Ric Flair, before he retired, put his career on the line in like six or seven matches leading up to the match with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. So.
Man. So we'll see what happens with that.
I might change my vote. I think I'm gonna go AJ.
Because I don't care if I get the L on it.
Yeah.
Yes, you be the bad guy, Brian. Yeah. You be the bad guy, because I won't do it.
I see it as we saw what the Ring General could do to John Cena. So that's not going to diminish him any in my eyes. If he were to lose to AJ Styles, all that's going to show is on a different night he can't do it twice.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do and what direction they're going to go. But I'm not going to be the bad guy like Brian. I'm going to pick AJ Styles. Let's keep going on to another Cinderella story here. Why is that so big? Whoa. Let's make that smaller. Jesus. There we go. Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship. Who do you guys have in this one with Sami winning that Fatal 4-Way on Saturday night's main event, kind of firing up to take on Drew. This is kind of like a 1 week build.
Shocker.
What do you guys? But what do you guys make of this matchup? Who do you guys have stepping away with the WWE Championship?
Sami Zayn.
All right.
Yep.
Lightning in the bottle.
We got Drew.
I don't care if he has it 2 nights. It's Sami Zayn.
Drew.
I gotta go Drew. Not only because it's the first title defense, but because of all the nonsense that we went through for him finally to be champion, calling him a loser, calling him failing in the last 11 attempts at the title, whatever that number was. So I just think that it would be very foolish to take the title off of Drew right now, despite the story you could tell with Sami Zayn being in Saudi Arabia. I just think that Drew with the title just means more at this point. The thing with Sami right now, and I know we talked about this last week, and I know Lewis, you just alluded to it about the possibility of him winning at the Rumble. Him losing would have been a great story, but they've been telling that story for like 3 years now about I'm going to be a world champion. I'm going to be a world champion. If they hadn't been telling that story for the last 3 years, you could have easily had him lose at this event. Go through a year of him getting so close but always coming up short, and then he could have won the Rumble next year and then competed for the title at WrestleMania next year in Saudi Arabia. But because you've been telling that story for the last 3 years of him saying he's going to be a world champion and he hasn't done it yet, if you tell that story now, it's just going to be rinse and repeat. So that's what makes it difficult. So that's why I'm going Drew.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm laughing at Daniel. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you, bro.
Drew just got this title. He's not losing it too quick, like this quick. They can't. Like they just. They pitched for Drew to get to take the title off of Cody, and this is what we wanted. But,
to be fair, he got his moment.
So are we really hopping on the few week title reigns? He did take the title of Scotland. He did have his moment. He won in front of fans. Why are you hating on Drew, Dan? After all the time you called him a loser, now you want him to be a loser because he had his moment?
That's exactly what he wants.
That's literally
he needs to prove his point that he's a loser.
Wait. The castle.
Yeah, that was the time. Yeah,
the time.
No, that was Solo's debut. They couldn't do it.
WrestleMania.
We didn't know Solo was coming though.
WrestleMania 40 when he won the title. We were like, yay, and then they took it from him. He has won the title in front of people. He's had that moment in Scotland where he was able to take the belt back to Scotland. He's had those accolades. There's something clearly going on with this WWE title. There's something going on. And this is where do you think Drew McIntyre is going to be carrying the title into WrestleMania? Yes. Or is there a different story that they're telling with Cody Rhodes?
So why would you have... But you just had this moment where Drew just took out him and Jacob. So you just want to take Drew out of that?
Maybe that sets up for Elimination Chamber or sets up for Saturday night's main event. Maybe that sets something up. I don't know. But it's just like, I gotta go. I'm going with the spirit pick. I'm going with Sami Zayn. It's his time. Because now you're telling me in Saudi Arabia you have to have him as champion. Which I don't think you do. But it's just, this is the sentimental moment. This is the time you do it. That's how I feel. I feel like this is the time you do it.
Again, what have we said about the hometown curse? We've seen this happen with Sami before. In Montreal, which is actually his home country.
That was Roman Reigns. It's just a different prestige there with that.
That was also a year and some change Roman Reigns.
Yes, I understand that. But I just don't...
I'm sorry.
Wanted to ask Drew.
I got to go through. I do not see Drew losing this title too fast. It's
I got to go.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, it's too soon.
They have a story already with Fatu and Cody. They're not just gonna let's take it off. Let's take it off Drew, put it on Sami, and now it's just Fatal 4-Ways.
I think that's why they took the belt off Cody. Because if you're not going to have Cody. If this Fatal 4-Way was going to be set up or whatever the case may be, you wouldn't have Cody losing Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't have him drop the title at those points in time. So that's where my line of thinking is on that. Drew, as much as we don't want him to be a transitional champion and stuff like that, that's what they have viewed him as. And I know everybody has been upset, but he's had that moment overseas. He's had that moment. Everything else is gravy. He saw his family. He took the title over there. Everything. He's been on a run. That doesn't mean that he can't win it back. But I think WWE could go with just the moment, be the shock value.
How long of a chase? That's like that's also the same thing of like saying the long chase of Cody and the title and then losing it within a month just to give.
They already told that story. How long? So wait, so you're gonna push out Sami Zayn's championship pursuit another year? You already talked about longevity and injury. You already talked about him getting in that opportunity.
That's the thing. I'm saying I don't want that.
How long has he already been chasing the title?
Exactly. You've already.
So you're going to make him continue to chase the title just because?
No, I'm saying, like I said before, he should win the Rumble. But now that they've set this up, he's not winning the title right now.
He has to win the title. Where's Royal Rumble next year? Have they announced it?
They haven't.
WrestleMania's in Saudi, right?
Yeah, WrestleMania is definitely in Saudi, which is insane. But we'll talk about that another day.
Put the Rumble in Montreal then.
I know.
Just have the Rumble in Montreal. Then you can really put it all together. Then
do they have a football stadium? I don't think so. I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can do it there.
Where's that place that the Expos used to play at?
I don't know if that place is still standing.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh damn! But all right.
So
me and Sonny are going Sami. Brian and Lewis want to be the Debbie Downers and go Drew McIntyre.
Oh no, we're the realists. We're the realists.
I can't see him giving Sami the push now and not putting him over.
And not capitalizing. They can't do it again.
So if that's what you're saying, then you're just saying anybody who deserves the title should just get the title, take it to their home country, and then they're just allowed. They should.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm keeping the door open because Jey Uso made Gunther tap out. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Everything's on tape.
All right, KG.
Just picture on the marquees. Just picture on the marquee. Sami Zayn main eventing night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania in Vegas. Yeah. Can you see it?
They had Jey Uso main event night 1. They had him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
All right, whoa. Has anybody been more over?
As the number 1 merch seller, come on now.
Has anybody been more over than Sami Zayn? In terms of babyface appeal?
Jey Uso.
No. CM Punk,
baby. You can't deny it. It's definitely true. That's why
let's move on. I'm denying it.
Let's move on.
You just answered your own question.
Let's keep moving on because I'm denying it for sure. The Women's Royal Rumble. I kind of wanted to change things up because we always made predictions about who's winning the Royal Rumble, but I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to have a 10% chance to win on your picks. Damn, we should get a sponsor by DraftKings or something like that. But
I like what we did. What was it? I think it was last year. Didn't we have our main winners and then underdogs or something like that?
Yes. Yeah. So that's basically the same gist. Pick your underdog, your favorite winner to win the Royal Rumble, and then have 2 people that you could possibly see winning in that spot. So for the Women's Royal Rumble, who do you guys have? I'll go first. My first pick is Bianca Belair. She's been on the shelf for a while. It's clear cut that they're probably heading towards a Jade and Bianca Belair feud at some point. Do I think it's too soon? Yes, a little bit, because I still want to see more with Jade and her character and what she's doing. But I think ultimately that they're going in that direction because they get it out the way now before anything else happens. It's an easy story to tell. I think Bianca already won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
not
she
too
won
long
the
ago.
she won the COVID Rumble. 20.
Yeah. With she faced Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
2021, she came in at number 3. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. So it's there. So I think they're gonna do that because they're not. But second pick, Liv Morgan. They've been knocking on that door forever with her, and they talked about her having a big year. I've been seeing all the reports. She's been in the final 4, I believe, the past couple years, and has come close. And I've been the person that's been like, I don't want to see her win, but I think that's possibly in the cards. And as another dark horse, Chelsea Green. She doesn't have the United States title. I can see them doing something this year with her, even though I don't like what Michael Hayes said on WWE Unreal. And I think they booked this completely wrong because I think she could have been a favorite to win if they booked her correctly. But Chelsea Green's my third dark horse because it's
she beat Jade, did she?
No.
No, who did she beat? Sorry, she beat somebody recently, or no?
No.
She won the United States title from Julia, and then she
what
lost
was the match
it again.
she recently had on SmackDown where Jordan Grace came to help her out? Remember? That was like this past. That was this past Friday.
No, because she lost to Jade. She lost to Jade this past SmackDown.
Yeah.
Who did
Chelsea
she
Green.
beat?
Yeah, she lost to Jade, and then the previous week before that, she faced Jordan Grace, and Jordan Grace beat her. Yeah, so Chelsea's kind of been like the middle woman in this feud. Just
No, because she I saw the backstage segment and I saw the match. She went to Jordan Grace. She was like, "Why don't you take this and audition for the Secret Service while I go face Jade?" And I know she
go to Cage match.
maybe it was a DQ.
Let me go to Cage match.
Well, I don't know why in my head I'm saying she got a roll up pin for some reason, but no.
The last time she won, she defeated.
No, she lost to Jade.
She defeated Sol Ruka on NXT.
No, you're right. She lost to Jade because I remember her hitting her Jade's move and then looking at
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace, yeah. So maybe
she hasn't won since the middle of December, which is a travesty at this point. But who else wants to go with their 3 picks for the women's Royal Rumble?
similar to you, Daniel. One of my underdog picks was Liv Morgan. Ever since I saw that report, these reports that Liv is somebody that they want to push as the top female in the division this year. I've kind of been looking at her matches and her booking and everything to kind of see how that's going to come to fruition because because before she initially got hurt, she was there. She was the at the top of the division, and I think they're probably going to see it all the way through now this year. So she's definitely one of my picks. Another person that a lot of people aren't thinking about because we haven't seen her in a while is Tiffany Stratton. She's been out. Yeah, she's been out for a little while since the match with Jade where she lost the title. I believe that either she got injured during that match or a match afterwards. She's been on the show for a little while, and they say that she's ready to go, and they're just waiting for the right spot to do it. Rumble will be a nice spot for her to have a good showing. But similar to Daniel, my number 1 pick to win it all is Bianca Belair. I mean, I think I've been calling for Bianca Belair to win in all sorts of scenarios all year long, just because I've just been waiting for her to come back. I remember the Battle Royal at Evolution. I think I picked Bianca Belair to come back and win that Battle Royal. It's time for her to come back. The fact that she's been out since WrestleMania of last year, going on like 9 months, we haven't had Bianca Belair. I'm not going to say the women's division has been suffering from it because the women's division is the strong point of WWE programming, but we do miss her. But she would be a breath of fresh air right now. And like Daniel just mentioned, there's a story that she can just jump right into with the Jade of them being a tag team. Although I feel like that story is incomplete without Naomi's involvement. But you already saw on WWE Unreal, and you've been seeing how that transformation of her becoming a heel went. But I'm going Bianca Belair as well.
All right. I think you guys made some good points. I think Liv is gonna win the Rumble, just because off that one highlight that she has been in like the last, I want to say last 4, like the last 2-3 years. Honestly, I think either Roxanne or what's her face, Raquel helps her win it. I think second would definitely be Bianca. Just because you had, like you said, you have that story with Jade. Obviously, Bianca would be the baby face. Jade's a heel right now. You know, she's got a new attitude and all this stuff. My dark horse. See, I want to go Chelsea Green, but again, you saying after how much she's not even like being booked to win right now. You know what? Screw it. I am going to go Chelsea Green just because that could be she's definitely one that they could just utilize so much more, and it's, you want to keep her in this mid card, like, oh, she's to get people over, but it's like she's literally a main eventer. She yes, she might not be the most polished wrestler, but her character work is top notch.
She wrestled Penta.
Exactly.
That's all I need to say.
No, yeah, exactly.
She's capable. She's capable.
Exactly. But I don't know. I feel like when you look at the top women, it's like, I mean, like, you got your powerhouses or your kind of high flyers somewhat. You got Jade, you got Nia, you got Rhea, but then you got Eoska. Who else? Yeah, Liv isn't like a high flyer, but just like they're like a faster work pace. You know what I'm saying? But Chelsea also, she knows how to get gritty too, and they need to highlight that way more. So yeah, she's definitely gonna be one of my underdogs.
So you're gonna Liv, Bianca, and Chelsea?
Yes.
All right. Sonny, who do you have as your 3 potential winners for the Royal Rumble?
My 3 potential winners are Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
I think Liv could use the win in the worst way.
Searching for content featuring Blitz and Charlotte Flair. I found
Alexa. Hold on.
WWE Rivals and WWE
Live TV. Alexa, go away.
This is why my Alexa's upstairs and I'm in the basement.
Well, she heard the
name. Man, that was good.
But I think Blitz needs it the worst way. But Liv has been out for a while, and I think it'd be a real shot in the behind to Liv Morgan to walk out the winner after her long stay.
And I think that makes it potentially.
I want to plug her next time, guys. Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's all good. It's all good. I think with Liv Morgan, I think what makes it interesting is because there's supposed to be a Philadelphia street fight between Stephanie and Raquel on Monday Night Raw following
the Rumble.
The Rumble. So to put that in perspective, I could see Liv being like, "Hey, I'm the challenger now." You know what I mean? And winning that Rumble and stuff like that, and that's setting up that whole feud between those two, potentially, if they do go that route. There is some history there with them being tag team and being in the Judgment Day. We'll see what type of angle they'll play if she wins, but I do like those picks. So we all have Liv Morgan in there. I have Bianca as my number 1. There's Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Sonny going Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair. Giving SmackDown some love on that side. It's going to be interesting. I'm trying to think if there's any surprises that can potentially happen in the Women's Rumble. Trish, maybe.
Sasha Banks.
Oh, man. Nah. That would, as much as I would love to see Sasha Banks back in WWE, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
AEW's paying her way too much money.
Pretty much, she has creative control, even though she'll say she doesn't, but she clearly does over there. So yeah, they've given her everything times 10. So she ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Trisha's probably there. Nikki Bella.
Definitely Nikki Bella. I think Jackie Redmond posted a photo on Instagram, and like Nikki Bella was in the background of them on the plane. So yeah, Nikki Bella.
Your Brie mode. Your Brie mode.
I blame you, Brian. I blame you.
Well, yeah, Dan wants Brie mode back, right? Dan wants Nikki Bella as champion.
Oh, that was if she was in the title picture and she was trying to win the title back. That's all it was. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
Your fault.
Damn, I just realized. We're gonna be all these women are gonna be in Saudi Arabia. That means they gotta cover up. Yeah.
You're talking about now, like all the gear that the women wear. Like think about WrestleMania 43. Like all the ill gear they have. Like the women have some of the best gear. Maybe the bodysuits will be dope this year. Maybe they've been working on them for a little while. But we'll see what happens with that. Let's keep moving on here to the men's side of things. 3 picks for the men's Royal Rumble. I'll go first to give you guys a little bit of time here. I'm going to go Randy Orton. He's been knocking on the door for a long time. I believe he's a
two-time winner too.
He's a 2-time winner as well.
Yeah, he's a 2-time winner. Yeah.
And he's been having this story about, hey, I'm going after the title. He's been looking at the title when Cody had it. He's been knocking on the door. He's already been doing promos in Saudi Arabia. I think the whole December when he was out for a little bit before he came back. But it's just easy to put Randy Orton in that. That's the story. Like him trying to get back that title, that elusive 15 title. This old grizzly veteran going after it. One of the most sadistic, talented, one of the best wrestlers ever, making that final mark. And I understand people want to have new stars at WrestleMania and stuff like that, and I can see that from that standpoint. But if there's anybody that can get that opportunity at this stage, I don't know when else he's going to get that opportunity. I'm going to go Randy Orton with my pick. Dark Horse, Roman. Obviously, he's on the WrestleMania 42 poster. I'm going to go Roman. I think there's a story there with Roman, as always. Him and Punk, I think, could have a great match together. Damn it. And that's my third pick.
Jey Uso.
No. He had his time. He had his moment.
Yeah.
He's already won. They're not going to do that back to back.
Since Drew's losing the title, then just give it to Drew. And you have another Rumble.
I wanted to go Obafemi as an impact pick of him getting called up to the main roster. Everybody being impressed by him, but I just don't see that. It's too fast.
He's not winning.
All right, no, okay, all right. I'll say this much. All right, so I do have Obafemi as one of my dark horse picks.
Really?
Yes, he's definitely good. He's definitely gonna have a moment in there where he takes out about 5 or 6 guys. I mean, they've been doing these vignettes for him for like 2 months right now through NXT, through Raw and SmackDown. So he's gonna be a big deal. So they're gonna really make sure his debut sticks with people. So he's gonna have that moment. And I feel if you really want to show everybody that he's the future, he should be in the Final 4. Definitely, I think Obafemi should be in the Final 4. My second the dark horse is a Braun Breaker. Just for the fact that they just for story purposes, the fact that storyline was suspended, Paul Heyman gets him back in. You would think that with the way the story is going, that if he does end with him being back in the Rumble, that they would go in the direction of having him win it. Even though the idea of some people don't like the idea of him and Punk having another title match. Me personally, I like the match that they had the last go around on the first Raw, the first Raw of the year. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. So I have Braun Breaker in that case. And my number one pick, I gotta go Roman. Gotta go Roman Reigns. I've actually been picking Roman Reigns for
past couple years.
Past couple of months. I'm just thinking like, yeah, Roman Reigns is gonna win the Rumble. I think they're gonna. He's definitely gonna get that main event spot. And I remember. When he teamed up at Survivor Series with Punk and Cody and all of them, he had alluded to going after both titles, and even though he did it kind of at the time he kind of was making it clear that he was going after Cody, and kind of like putting Punk off to the side. I'm starting to think now that maybe that was just misdirection. That initially that he's wanted Punk for the longest time. So I'm going Roman Reigns.
Okay.
I didn't say my third person.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I want to say Obafemi, but I can't. And this might be a shot in the dark, or people don't know, but Seth freaking Rollins, he is not hurt. He's doing it again. He's doing it again.
He can't. No,
I think he's hurt, but has anyone caught on to the fact that Paul Heyman is running the Vision as the name of his group, and that's what Seth Rollins was using before he got hurt?
I think for me more so.
Besides me,
the thing for me is that I think he's there to derail the Vision's plans. Because I think ultimately they want Braun Breaker to win, but I think Seth is going to get in the way somehow. I think that's what's going to. I don't know if he's going to win. I'm just going to say. I just wanted as a dark horse to say that he's going to return and cost those guys somehow, some way. But yeah, I think Seth is going to be there. I think he has to be. He's already going to be there because he's with Becky. Becky's going to be in the Rumble. He's already going to be there. That's the way they can play it off. But it's just like I don't know if he's.
So is he working in the Rumble?
I think so.
I doubt it. I mean, he could be a surprise. He could be a surprise return.
What if they like played his music and then like Braun Breaker gets distracted and gets eliminated as a result? What if they do something
That's fine.
So who's your third pick then?
Seth Rollins.
Oh, is he's gonna win the Rumble?
Yes.
No, come on now.
I personally think they should do. I think they should do CM Punk versus Roman versus Seth again at WrestleMania. That match was fantastic.
Why do we need the same thing again?
Fantastic. I wouldn't want to see it again.
Yeah.
You guys are Debbie Downers on this show.
No.
You guys are Debbie Downers. All right, you guys make it.
It was a great match. It was a great match, but for WrestleMania, I mean, unless the storytelling is good, I like my main events. I like my main events to change every year. See, Cody and Roman was the exception because of the Cody's finished the storyline, which was one of the best stories they've ever told. But from year to year, unless the story supports it, I like the main events to be different. That's just me.
All
right. For dark horses, damn, you guys got me flip flopping now. I'm gonna say dark horse Roman Reigns. Just it's Roman, and he would get a huge pop there, and then you got the pick of the litter which way he wants to go. It's actually tough because some of the we don't know if Finn's actually going to be in the Rumble. I would actually pick Finn if he was actually just right in it. Actually, I am going to throw Finn in it. I'm going to throw Finn in the Rumble. I'm going to throw him under. Damn. If only this guy was on TV right now, I'd pick LA Knight. Because I know he's been away. I don't know if he's injured or not, but I know he was taking out. But he was taken out by the Vision, though, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you know what's
going on? He's definitely returning. He's definitely
I'm going LA Knight. Just because.
What?
Yeah. So I'm going to go LA Knight. Yep. Yeah.
I can't believe that. That's worse than my Seth Rollins pick.
How?
LA Knight's not winning.
If Seth never got hurt, picking LA Knight would be a great option. If Seth was still champion and never got hurt, then going LA Knight would have been perfect. But now it's like, yes, the Vision took him out, but now there's nothing for him to really get. Yeah, he's getting revenge.
All of them are going to be in the Rumble. He could take each one of them out.
I think he's going to take him out, but I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to be there and take him out, but I don't think he's going to win.
I also hesitate because one, you got Roman, you got Brock. Who else? You also got Cody in there now too.
I was originally going to go Cody, but I'm like, that would be 3 times already. They can't do that. They can't do that.
It's tricky because it's like, yes, I want someone to
only if you promise you're going to turn them heel right after.
He has to turn heel during the match.
Yeah, exactly. He would have to turn heel right after because nobody's accepting that shit. Nah. 3 Rumble wins in 4 years? Nah, that's a heel turn, please.
Could you imagine, like, during the Rumble, they play the video and it's actually him taking out Jacob?
I don't even think... My thing is with the whole Jacob storyline, with that, even though it's a sidetrack, Jacob has had interviews with him. Why didn't he just say it?
Yeah, that promo, that head-to-head segment they had, that would have been the perfect time to just...
That's why I don't understand why there's such a mystery. Why isn't he going after the person who attacked him?
I know, it's like they're trying to pull another Naomi, but it's like there's no hinting at who this other person is.
And we've talked about things like that on Wrestling Spotlight and on Cain Uncut. They sometimes take the story and just throw it out the window. And they leave you hanging, saying why.
Because it's like, that should have been his first thing. If he was going after Drew, okay, then it's Drew. But the fact that they haven't announced it, and now he's going after Cody, I would be pissed if they said it's Cody, because it's like, why wouldn't he just go after Cody first? There's no reason for him to go.
Yet. The Rock will be back this year.
He has to be. But did you pick your third person, Lou? LA Knight, Roman Reigns, and Finn?
Yeah.
Locking it in. Sonny, who are your 3 potential winners for the Royal Rumble?
We've got Roman, Randy Orton, and Trick Williams.
Okay, I like that. I think
Trick's will make a fantastic presentation during the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to come down to he and Orton, and I think it's going to be Randy Orton at the end.
Love her to be Randy Orton, man. Trick Williams is a good pick. I think he has a potential to be in the Final 4. Absolutely. I think that's where I'm gonna put Trick Williams in there. Roman, of course. Roman can tell any story there, and Randy, that's kind of my thinking too.
So as much as I'm hoping
and praying, the worst way.
Go ahead, Sonny.
Yeah.
What did you say, Sonny?
No, I think he said Randy needs it in the worst way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but go ahead.
I would definitely say that, but even though I'm kind of hoping and praying that we get the return of Chris Jericho in this Rumble. Their roster, the main roster at NXT, their roster is so deep right now. I don't even think that you need surprise names in this Rumble, because the main roster has enough guys. I mean, there's a couple of guys from NXT. If anything, if there's anybody from NXT that's going to be in this Rumble, either Ricky Saints or Ethan Page or both of them should be in it.
I mean, to be fair,
somebody from TNA.
To be fair, there's no champion in NXT right now. It's vacant. So I don't know. I don't know how many guys are going to get called up or get that call over. And it isn't like it's in America. It's in Saudi Arabia. Do they really want to put too many of those NXT people on there? Maybe in the women's division.
I mean, you could have like maybe one or two, maybe. But and
especially with the recent call-ups, that's where I think it's going to be a little strange, because the recent call-ups as well. So I don't know how many.
One trick. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I want to see Jericho, like the roster on both sides,
he can take somebody's spot.
SmackDown is deep. It's just like they might not need surprises. And on top of that, Triple H was on ESPN today saying expect surprises, which means don't expect shit.
You ain't seen nothing yet, and we don't see anything.
We all seen it. It's the same people.
Shit.
We've seen them.
Yeah.
We've seen them
big
before.
surprises. That means nothing's happening, right? Yeah. Or your biggest surprise is going to be.
I think R-Truth can miss his plane flight. They play his music. He's not there, and then it's Chris Jericho. I think they can do something like.
Where's R-Truth going to say he went?
Riyadh. He can name any random ass country and it'll be over.
He's gonna say San Antonio. He's gonna say He
can say any random ass country he can think of. He can just say that it'll just get over. It'll just be over with it. So.
Shit.
Because I mean, last time, what did he say? He went to not Costco. He went to.
Like, was it Kroger? I forgot where. Burlington? Yeah, he went to Burlington.
Oh, yeah.
Something. He's going to do something. We'll save him a plane flight. But yeah, that's our picks for the Royal Rumble. And AJ Styles versus Gunther. Me, Lewis, and Sonny are going AJ Styles. Brian is being the Debbie Downer and ending AJ Styles' career and going with Gunther. Me and Sonny are picking Sami to be the new WWE champion. Brian and Lewis are being Debbie Downers and picking Drew to retain. Brian has Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, and Bianca as his picks to potentially win the Women's Royal Rumble. I have Bianca, Liv, and Chelsea Green. Lewis also has Liv Morgan, Bianca, and Chelsea Green. Sonny has Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair to win the Women's Royal Rumble. For the men's side, Brian has Oba, Braun Breaker. I didn't get your third person, Brian. Shit. I thought I had
Roman. Yeah, Roman.
And Roman. Let me just make sure that's in there. And Roman Reigns. I have Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins potentially winning. Lewis is going Roman, Finn, and LA Knight to potentially win. Sonny is going Roman, Randy Orton, and Trick Williams as his three to potentially win the Royal Rumble. Can't wait to see it. It's going to be going down this Saturday, of course. Sonny, tell everybody where they can find you on platforms and podcast.
So they can find me at Wrestling Spotlight with Gerald Bentley, where I'm the co-host of the show now. They can find me at Cain Uncut, where I'm the co-owner and producer. They can find me on X at Sonny Cain at the Man Eagle 1995.
Sweet. Check out those podcasts. Check out Gerald Bentley there on Wrestling Spotlight, as well as Sonny Cain as they do a weekly show. Wrestling Pedigree podcast presentation of Cain Uncut, where you can catch Sonny with Maddie Hawkins in their presentation. Good listen. I listened to a couple episodes there and proud of what you're doing over there. So keep doing your thing. Keep doing the work over there. As always, for us here at Ring Takes, you can catch us on Ring Takes. And on TikTok and Instagram. You can catch us on the Soapbox Network on YouTube, where we will be uploading this episode as well. And catch us on Spotify. We're on Spotify now on audio and video. So reaching a new audience on Spotify via Riverside. So thank you guys for that. Check out those platforms. As always, can't wait to see the Royal Rumble this Saturday. As always, guys, thank you guys for joining us. As always, Sonny, thank you for joining us as well.
Yes,
and remember to always kick out on two. Until next time.
What?